You'll wind it up again?
Never mind. We get the idea. Almost worn clean through.
It's the only one she had.
Is that what clued you in?
That was part of it, yeah.
You say she carried it way up there?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, if she was trying to get away from him, why didn't she drop that thing so she could run faster? Well?
I don't know.
How about you? Do you know?
We never got close enough to ask her.
Hey, you boys hiding something? I mean, was it like you say, or is there more?
Look, Lieutenant, he took her up toward the catwalk before we could catch him. Then the train came through and we lost sight of him. It's funny what I thought when that happened. Afterwards, when they disappeared.
Yeah?
I thought about Jack and the Beanstalk. I thought maybe he just took her with him and they climbed up that ladder and they kept climbing till they vanished into thin air.
I'll try that theory on the commissioner.
They're gone, aren't they? And that's all that's left?
Clear case. Murder, suicide. The boy shoved her off, then jumped in afterwards. Get him to send a grappling barge around, Eddie. And tell Harrison I want a diver.
Maybe he didn't go into the soup. Maybe he jumped over here.
What, on the tracks?
Yeah.
Well, there are the tracks. Show me the killer.
I'm in a train, you know. Maybe he jumped in the train. He was afraid. A long one, he said.
Well, that catwalk's at least 10 stories high. Are you trying to tell me he jumped from up there onto a moving train?
When you got 2,000 volts waiting for you if you get caught. Yeah, you might try.
Well, my guess is he took a dive in the river. We'll touch all bases anyway. Yeah, run a check on that freight.
Right.
Look, how well did you know him?
Last week.
Ooh, authorities, huh?
Look, you can't measure everything with a clock or a calendar. Either you dig it, or you don't, Lieutenant.
Now look, this is a homicide and a kidnapping, so don't play cute with me. But are you trying to tell me that you were pals with this freak?
Look, Lieutenant, we're trying to tell you what might have happened, that's all.
Okay. So tell me.
We don't believe Dvorovoy is dead. Or Anna either. Maybe if I start at the beginning and tell you our part in it, you'll understand.
Came to Cleveland last Thursday, over the Central Viaduct, the flats below and around us.
Every kind of industry you can think of, all going full blast. It made me feel small somehow, and I said so to Buzz.
You know, the more we travel around, the further away the horizon looks and the taller the buildings seem. You think it would be the other way around?
It's just the opposite. The more we travel around, the bigger we get. Sooner or later, if we keep rolling like this, we'll be giants, because you gotta match the scene.
I remember that remark especially, because we were about to meet a man who thought he was a giant, Orlov, and a real giant of another sort, Dvorovoy. I guess you could say that for us, all this really started when we checked in at the sand and gravel yard. We'd already signed on at the home office in Pittsburgh for a 3-week swing, $78.32 a week, and glad to get it.
Mr. Walovich?
Yeah, aye, Walovich.
Stiles. Murdoch.
There you are.
You two? You the two I got the start order on?
Yeah.
It don't make sense. This is job for gorillas.
Don't knock it. Us gorillas, we gotta stick together.
You make joke, huh? Why you want to work here?
Well, we travel around a lot, Mr. Walovich. We take whatever we can get, okay?
Okay. It's your muscle. Where do you stay?
Well, we just got here. We haven't had a chance to look around.
A clean towel each morning, one change of linen on Monday, and all the borscht you can eat. You stay my place on Russian Hill. You pay only 15 a week.
A piece?
For both.
That's much better.
Okay, we'll try not to eat too much borscht.
Where is he?
What's he done?
He bothered her again.
Come on.
Hey!
This time I'll teach him good. I warned you. Don't talk to her, don't look at her, don't touch her. Just looking at you revolts her. I'll teach you to live.
Look. Hey, look. Hey.
Walovich wasn't kidding, was he? Gorillas.
He's trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, everybody, lunch break.
No help. I want no help. He will get tired before me. And then
I say when.
When?
You're through here. You're fired. You're evil.
Huh?
You pack your clothes and leave my house. Today. Now.
I'll take care of him with a pitchfork.
You're a real killer, aren't you, Jack?
He didn't mean a pitchfork and Varavoy. He meant in defense of my house. And I didn't mean to kill him on the conveyor. Just teach him. To give him a good scare. No, tell him, Nikolai. Tell him.
Why should I tell him anything? Who are they?
Look, this is all moving pretty fast for a couple of country boys. Now, what's all this jazz about a pitchfork in the fence?
Varavoy, that is the name he brings. In the old country, Varavoy is an evil spirit. It comes from nowhere. Like this one I send away now. And it brings the dark with it. And the evil. My grandfather and Nikolai's, they knew how to handle Varavoy. They stick a pitchfork in the fence around the house. That keeps him out.
I don't believe any of that stuff, see? But I'll do it anyway, just to show the neighborhood that I get rid of him. But if he ever comes back, if he should ever look at Anna again, I'll get rid of him my way.
Just then, watching Dvorovoy walk away, listening to Volovich and Orlov, I felt that something had torn loose. Something no longer planned. Something already out of control. Pulling all of us towards some unspeakable and savage end. I wonder what would have happened if Buzz and I had left right then and there. I wonder if things might have been any different if we hadn't stayed. What must have gone on in Dvorovoy's mind as he walked up from the flats to Russian Hill, past St. Olga's Church, and down St. Tikhon Street to Volovich's house? I guess we'll never know. People in the neighborhood who saw him that morning, going in to pack, going in to get his few things in his one suitcase, told the others later on that he walked like a dead man. Was it at this moment when he knew he could never again see Anna if he left? Or was it later he decided to do what he finally did? Only one thing is clear. Anna was terrified of him. The loneliness and desolation of her life were beyond belief, though she herself must have been unaware of just how lonely and desolate it really was. From 6 each morning until late every night, she cleaned and cooked and laundered and tended house for her father, a young brother, and whatever boarders Volovich managed to bring home. She lived by the clock, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year, as far back as she could remember. There are those in the neighborhood who ask, what else should a woman expect? I guess in her own way, she'd never let herself think too much about anything else. Never dared to look out at the world beyond Russian Hill. She'd adjusted.
If someone would hear me, if someone would listen from these walls, the stairway, I would tell them I do not want to leave. I'm sick to leave. This house, the walls, the stairway, my room, I will miss. I will miss bitterly. Who cares if my windows are broken or the wallpaper is stained from old rainstorms? There is beauty here. I am sick to leave. Why do we live, do you know? Wall. Stairway. Do you know? I will tell you. To keep hope inside. Always to keep hope burning. Things will be better. We live for this. We say it every day, and we never forget it. Things will be better. Go now. Always I will remember this place. And Anna.
Should have called us right after the fight in the sand and gravel yard.
My buddy just told you. Orlov goaded him on, chose him up, started the whole thing. The Voivoy was angry, that's all. Haven't you ever been angry at anybody, Lieutenant?
Yeah, right now. But that doesn't mean I do what the Voivoy did. Now, look, my guess is that he grabbed it, see? And they went in together. Now, he was a pretty chunky guy, so they hit it heavy, clear down to the bottom, right in the mud, I figure. Now, they're either stuck in that or caught up on something down there, a cable, maybe. Anyway, go down, look it over.
You can't see your hand down there, Lieutenant. It's thicker than fudge.
Well, eat your way down there, then. Where's Harrison? I wanted that barge here today, not next winter.
Where'd they go off from? The side or the top?
Look, I told the lieutenant I didn't see him jump.
We stopped the train 80 miles south of here. The sheriff in Harrisville's checking the linemen now. Apparently the freight slowed down in 3 places between Harrisville and here. They're gonna call us on the car radio as soon as they've searched the train.
That's not the answer, Simmons. You know that as well as I do. No, the answer is out there in the Cuyahoga River. Okay, now, he broke up the Pitchfork and headed up St. Tikhon Street. Huh? But then what?
I better tell more about that. It's about the records and how that happened. Todd was working through the lunch hour, trying to pick up some overtime, and I had gone out for our laundry and came back to drop it off before I went back to the gravel yard. That's when I got a double zinger. I heard the record coming from Anna's house, and it hit me how out of place it was here in this neighborhood. And I saw Dvorvoy. He hadn't gone away after all. He didn't have his suitcase with him, so I figured he must have found another place to stay, somewhere close, I remember thinking, so he could be near Anna. Call me a kook, but I felt sorry for the guy. If they saw him back on the block, it might be rough, I thought, so I'd tell him he'd better leave. Then I remembered the times I'd hung outside some chick's place, wanting to be noticed. So I figured, he's a big boy, he can handle it. And I went inside to find out about the music. Hi. What's the name of the song? I heard the beat. I thought I was missing some kind of a bash or something. Oh, nobody bothered to introduce us last night when we met. I'm Buzz Murdoch. The room at the end of the hall on the left, the last one, the little one over the staircase. What's the song? What's the name of the song? It's a great arrangement. It must be your favorite song. You must really dig it. It's worn.
It's the only one she has. She got it at the store for saving navels. Box tops.
What do you like? You name it, and I'll buy you a stack of them.
She doesn't know.
Well, listen to the radio and make a list. Really, it's my pleasure.
The radio's broken.
Does he do all the talking in the family?
Only when Papa's at work.
I asked you, Anna.
She can't talk.
Anna Volovich was a mute. Right away, I started feeling sorry for her. Standing there in the middle of that old-fashioned dining room, holding a broom in one hand like it was part of her, and the record in her other hand. But I'll tell you something. I couldn't see any self-pity in her eyes, Lieutenant. Not a bit. Look, Anna, tomorrow's Saturday. It's an early day for us. I'll drive downtown and buy you the whole music store. I'll buy you some rhythm and blues and some swing and some Dixieland and some vocals, and I'll even get you some symphonies. That's to go with your long hair. How about that?
Papa won't like it. He only lets her play the record once a day, from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, when he's not here. And Nikolai will be very angry.
Nikolai? Who's Nikolai?
Nikolai will marry Anna someday. Maybe.
Does he mean Orlov? A big slob that works down at the yard? Look, no strings. I'd just like you to have them. I don't care what Papa says or Nikolai. Besides, that's tomorrow's problem. That was Friday, but I still remember Dvorvoy's face, like I'm seeing it right now. And it sure wasn't the face of a killer. It was the face of truth. A man who cared about people, A man busting inside from keeping his feelings locked in. A man who loved. Sunday was a holy day on Russian Hill. Willow Sunday. With the kids carrying candles home in what they call catkins, blessed by the priests. Maybe if the timing had been different. If Anna hadn't come home just then from church, maybe if Tod and I had been by ourselves when Olaf arrived, none of it would have happened. I don't know. She was like a kid with a dozen candied apples just from looking at the records we'd brought her. But she never got to play them. Not one of them.
You don't care who stays under your roof. Any old trash from the street. Long as you can collect your $15 a week. I warned you not to bring that monkey man here. Now you bring these two. They come with records to turn on his head and make her foolish. You leave her alone. She's mine. Now! Don't interfere.
He will be your husband.
That doesn't give him the right to push you around.
And you let him walk away.
But who will marry her now? With Nikolai gone, who will marry her now?
Olaf broke your daughter's record. Then the Vorboy broke Volof's neck. Is that how you wanted to stand?
I can't live forever. Who will take care of her, Mikhail, when I go?
Maybe you can help sort this out, huh?
One minute he was there, the next minute he was gone. So sudden, so quiet.
Now you go along with Volovich's statement that he did it because Olaf broke the records you brought her?
What difference does it make why he did it?
We gotta know what we're dealing with here, don't we? And there are killers and killers. Now he's a psycho. And who else would kill a man over an 89-cent record? We've gotta know that. Once a madman's loose on the street and he's tasted blood, there's no telling how many people he'll kill before we run him down.
Lieutenant Dvorovoy is no madman. My guess is he did it to try and set Anna free.
Set her free from what?
From human bondage. From cooking 9,000 more meals. From wringing sheets with her hands and making beds for people she doesn't even know. From living in a dump like this where nobody will give her $1.85 to fix her radio. or let her play the only record she has except from 12 to 1 to set her free from nowhere. From you, Mr. Volovich, and the whole stinking household you head up. And if you're going to say we're fired, forget it, because you haven't got the guts. Because you don't want to lose that $15 a week we pay you for that closet you set us up in.
You sound like the attorney for the defense. Like you're in favor of what happened.
Yeah, well, I'm sick about what happened. I'm sick and I'm shook. But you keep asking why, and I'm telling you why. The Vovoy was trying to help Anna bust out, even if it meant sacrificing Orlov's life and his own. Let's face it, when he killed Orlov, he killed himself too.
That's for sure. All the bases are covered. The road's out, bus depot, terminal, docks, the airports. We'll nail them, Mr. Volovich. That's a promise. A word of advice. Don't put your sympathies in the wrong cheering section. We're all of us dead for a long time, and nobody but nobody has the right to hurry any of us on our way. No matter what the reason is.
Молодой человек, по цвете лет, можно сказать, и какой хороший человек. Да что ж это вы, пустая тарелка. Пожалуйста, пожалуйста, покушайте. Но у нас не так.
Where is your sister?
Where is your sister?
In her room.
But why? Why is she stopped serving?
She went up a long time ago, Papa. She locked the door.
You tell her to get right back down here.
She won't, Papa. She was crying.
Mikhail, don't anger me. Tell her to come down now. Right now.
Yes, Papa.
Anna! How can you shame us like this? Anna! Nikolai was right. This is your fault. Turning her head, spoiling her.
Mind if we keep that open, Mr. Volovich?
I warn you.
She can't talk back, and tonight, especially tonight, with everybody burying the dead, she needs a voice.
This is my fault. I've spoiled you, given you too good a home. Other girls your age work in factories all day and still do the house and the children and the cooking at night. But out of my pity for you and my shame for your deformity, I made it too easy for you. Well, now we shall have more discipline in this house. No more music for one thing, because the devil himself, Anna, is in that record. Now you stand away and you give me that record and that machine, or I will smash it right here in front of you. Pack your things. Leave this house now. Right now. If you don't, I call the police.
This is your house, and Anna's your daughter, and we don't have any rights here. But before we go, I want to tell you something. The only thing Anna has to take her out of here, to let her escape even for a few minutes, is the sound of music.
In a whole wide world of glib people, she has to stay silent. You call that a deformity? I say it can teach her to search for the heart of things. The secrets the rest of us never hear because we're all too busy talking. So you go ahead, Mr. Volovich. You break that record just the way Orloff smashed the others. We won't break your neck. We don't have to. Because any man that would do a thing like that is already dead. You keep listening, Anna. Don't ever stop listening.
Goodbye. I'm sorry we can't do more.
I go downstairs now. You and I, Anna, we settle this when everyone go home. We settle it my way. We throw the devil and his music out of this house.
We left the Volovich house sometime after 10 to find a motel till morning. We planned to pick up our checks at the gravel yard as soon as they opened for business the next day and then move on. It was just a little after 10:30 we heard the first news bulletin.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. Anna Volovich, age 24, of 4213 St. Tikhon Street, here in Cleveland, is reported to have vanished tonight under mysterious circumstances. Confined to her room and grieving over the slaying of her fiancé this Sunday, the girl disappeared tonight from a house full of neighborhood mourners without anyone seeing her go. It is feared she may be the second victim of the same slayer who killed her fiancé, Vladis Dvorovoy, the mad monkey man of Russian Hill. More details on the regular 11 o'clock news edition. And now, back to the music of Nelson Riddle.
That's when we turned around and drove back to the flats, Lieutenant, and called you to ask if there was anything we could do to help.
I wish I could give you a mountaintop way up high so you could play your music whenever you wanted to, as loud as you wanted to. But all I can offer you is this. Did I hurt you? You see, I had to grab your hand. I had to grip you tight. I was afraid you would run like you did in front of the church on Sunday. I had to bring you here. You see, my life is finished. I have killed. If I could die as easily as going to sleep, I would just lie down and die. But, so I'll run, keep running till somebody catches me and does me the final favor and kills me. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot how I must look to you. You see, I couldn't go and leave you in that house all alone. Please, take this. It'll take you to New York. There's a school there. They'll teach you how to speak with your hands. It's the Lansing Institute on 28th Street. please. And then they'll find work for you and other friends that you can speak to. You must have a great deal to say after so long a silence. I did hurt you. And you're not frightened? No, you keep it. I have no use for it. You will see, Anna. It will be easy for you. You learn how to speak with your hands. Already you've learned how to speak with your eyes. They've come alive. What you must remember of Sunday is not the memory of the killing, of the evil of what I did, but what may come of it. That is good. That is the only way that a wrong could be righted. And remember of me that I cared for you not as a man ordinarily cares for a woman, but for what I see hidden in you. Remember, it was not your lips that I loved, but the smile I know that they held. And it wasn't your eyes, but the light that I know will come to shine through them. That's all that I wanted to say. Goodbye, Anna. Don't make me run away from you. Go back, Anna, go back.
Even though you told us to stay out of it, Lieutenant, we didn't stop to analyze which was the right side and which was the wrong side. All we knew is that we cared about what happened to Dvorovoy and to Anna. We cared enough to stay out all night and keep looking. off Devorovoy and Anna.
When the train had finally passed, we climbed the ladder, but there was no sign of either one of them. Just Anna's phonograph and the record.
I got the lineman's report. Nothing. No sign of them. Of course, that doesn't mean anything. They could have hopped off at any one of the 3 slow points. I have the local sheriff searching the areas.
Okay, you stick with that. But for my money, we're gonna come up with them right out there. Now, don't you get it? The phonograph. There's your answer, right there. You heard Styles' story. She wouldn't take a step without it. Now, if they'd gone for the train, she'd have taken it with her.
I don't know, Lieutenant. The way she was running after him, I had the feeling she didn't need anything anymore. Except him.
This has been a Screen Gems film presentation from Columbia Pictures. Herbert B. Leonard, executive producer.